The camera pans across the bright, cozy set of Lorraine Live. Morning light filters through the studio glass. The crowd claps politely, and Lorraine Kelly flashes her trademark smile. Calm, warm, in control. Now joining us, she says brightly, the ever-charming Colin Firth, fresh from his new film The Minister's Shadow, exploring the moral cost of silence in politics. Colin walks in, his usual quiet confidence commanding the room. They exchange pleasantries, laughter fills the air, and everything feels perfectly scripted. Lorraine praises his performance, calls it bold, sensitive, deeply British. Colin nods modestly, but then her tone shifts. Lorraine tilts her head slightly, eyes narrowing with that journalist's curiosity. Colin, she says, many fans admire your work, but some say celebrities should stay out of politics. Do you ever worry about overstepping? The crowd quiets. The air seems heavier. Colin pauses, a flicker of irritation behind the polite smile. He leans forward, voice calm but edged with something sharp. Lorraine, he begins, if we stay silent when it matters most, aren't we just acting in someone else's play? The audience murmurs, unsure whether to clap or hold their breath. Lorraine's smile tightens. She glances briefly toward her producers. Something changes in the air. The charm cracks, revealing something raw, unfiltered. Colin's voice lowers. You don't actually want the truth on air, do you? The camera zooms in. Lorraine's expression freezes, cut to black. The studio lights feel hotter now. Lorraine adjusts the papers on her desk, trying to regain composure. The air hums with tension. That rare kind of silence you only hear on live television when something real is happening. Lorraine forces a smile. Of course we want the truth, Colin, she says carefully, but our viewers also want balance. You can't just accuse, Colin cuts in, voice calm but burning. Balance? When silence favors the powerful, that's not balance. That's complicity. A low gasp ripples through the audience. Lorraine blinks, stunned. Colin, this isn't a political show, she says, almost pleading. We're here to talk about your film. He shakes his head slowly. The film is political. Everything we say or avoid saying is. You think these lights, these cameras are neutral? Lorraine glances toward the control booth. Producers wave frantically, signaling to move on. But Colin doesn't stop. He leans forward, eyes locked on hers. You're told what questions to ask, aren't you? She laughs awkwardly, deflecting. That's ridiculous. Then, barely audible, she mutters off mic. We were told not to go there. Colin freezes. His expression darkens. What did you just say? The crowd murmurs, confused. Lorraine realizes it slipped out, color draining from her face. The cameras keep rolling, every second stretching like an eternity. Colin sits back, staring her down. Who told you that, Lorraine? Dead silence. No one dares move. Lorraine's face goes pale. The hum of the studio turns into a nervous buzz, crew members shifting, cameras zooming, audience whispering. The tension is no longer beneath the surface. It's alive, breathing through every lens. Colin leans forward, his voice steady but laced with quiet fury. You said someone told you not to go there. Who? The network? The government? Lorraine looks into the camera, not at Colin, her professionalism cracking under pressure. Colin, please, we can talk about this after the show. But he's not backing down. No, after the show, it'll be edited out, buried, spun into something else. You know that as well as I do. In the control booth, chaos erupts. Producers shout over each other. Go to commercial. Go to commercial! But the feed stays live. Millions are watching, frozen. Lorraine tries to regain control. This is not appropriate, Colin. You're crossing a line. He stands now, calm but commanding. The line was crossed long before I got here. The audience gasps as security edges closer. Lorraine's earpiece crackles. She listens, nods subtly, then whispers, Please, just cut to break. From behind the cameras, a frantic voice yells, Cut his mic! Now! Colin looks directly into the camera, lips still moving, though no sound comes through. His message is silent, but his expression says everything. Static flickers across the screen. Broadcast interrupted. By noon, the internet is on fire. Hashtags explode across every platform. Firth vs. Lorraine, Voss censored live, truth cut off. Clips of the confrontation flood timelines. Shaky phone recordings from the audience, blurry screen captures of Colin's final, silent glare into the camera. Lorraine Kelly's show issues a quick statement. We experienced unexpected technical difficulties during this morning's broadcast, but viewers aren't buying it. The comments pour in. That wasn't a glitch. They silenced him. What are they hiding? By evening, major networks are dissecting the footage frame by frame. Body language experts, media analysts, even political commentators weigh in. Some call Colin reckless, accusing him of hijacking a morning show. Others call him a hero for exposing censorship in real time. Then, a leak. A clip surfaces from inside the control booth, a frantic producer shouting, "Get him off! The sponsors are watching!" The audio is raw, unedited, undeniable. The story shifts overnight from celebrity drama to institutional scandal. Reports claim that a government liaison had briefed the network days before the interview. Words like blacklist, media compliance, and narrative management flood headlines. Lorraine's tearful apology the next morning only fuels speculation. I didn't mean for it to go that way, she says on air, voice shaking. Some topics we're just not supposed to touch. Then, an anonymous email leaks online. Its subject line reads, "Control narratives involving elite actors. The world stops scrolling. A week later, the world is still reeling." News outlets scramble to contain the fallout, but the story has already taken on a life of its own. Colin Firth, silent since that fateful broadcast, finally appears, not on a network talk show, but in a raw, independent live stream watched by millions. He sits in a dimly lit room, no makeup, no handlers. His voice trembles at first, then steadies with conviction. I didn't walk onto that stage to start a fight, he says. I went there to talk about truth, and I learned how carefully truth is managed. He reveals emails from his publicist, requests from the network to avoid controversial remarks about real-world policy. Then, an even bigger shock. Notes from the film's own studio advising him to maintain public neutrality to protect partnerships. The system, Colin says quietly, doesn't silence people by force. It silences them with comfort, with contracts, sponsors, and smiles. Later that night, Lorraine appears in a trembling interview of her own. I was following orders, she admits tearfully. I was told to keep him calm, to steer the talk away from politics. I didn't realize what I was part of. Colin's final words echo like a confession, like a warning. They didn't kick me off, he says, looking straight into the camera. I walked off because I saw the script they wrote for me. Fade to black. Static hums. What just happened wasn't just a celebrity scandal. It was a moment that peeled back the curtain on how deep the control really runs. You saw it. The smiles, the silence, the moment when truth met the machinery of media. Colin Firth didn't just argue. He exposed a system designed to keep us entertained, not informed. Now the question is, what do we do with that truth? If you believe conversations like this matter, the kind that make you feel something, that make you question the headlines, then this is your moment to take a stand. Hit like if you refuse to let real voices be muted. Comment below what you think really happened that morning. Was Colin a hero, or was he set up from the start? Let's make this comment section the open conversation they tried to shut down. And don't just watch, subscribe. Because next week, we're digging deeper, leaked footage, insider reports, and the unseen forces shaping what you see every day. This isn't gossip. It's revelation. This isn't just another show. It's the show they didn't want you to see. Stay tuned. The truth is only getting louder.